brothers, but not by birth. Family, but not by DNA. David and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear.
Who, me?
And if I heard you, which
Heard
I
me
don't,
what? What?
I'm spoken for, I fear.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone I've ever loved is here
Dave.
within these walls.
What are you talking
I'm sorry,
about?
secret siren, but I'm blocking out your call. I've
You
had
blocked me?
my adventure.
What are
I
you-
don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'll do if I follow you into the unknown.
Wait. This isn't unknown. We talked about what we're going to talk about, like, on the live video and...
Into the unknown.
I'm confused. Did you block me on your phone? And did you say I'm a ringing...
No.
You just woke up the kids.
No, I woke up the enchanted forest spirits.
The enchanted forest. Yeah, if that's what you want to call Amanda and the kids. Okay.
Oh, human jukebox, voice of the South, Dave Adams, coming to you all the way from the top of the state of Alabama, Frozen 2 land, which isn't very frozen right now anyway.
You already have them. You already have the songs memorized. I'm thoroughly impressed. Please continue.
Oh, I do. Well, I mean, okay. Just all cards on the table.
Yeah.
I've listened to the soundtrack numerous times. Watched the movie twice on my Disney cruise. Mm-hmm. And, yeah. So, this tells you how much my daughter is just like me, Ellie.
Yeah.
We watched the movie in the very first showing on the cruise. It was at 10:45 on Friday night. Ellie, we woke up early to go to Port Canaveral and did all the stuff on the ship. Ellie had to see it in the Walt Disney Theater at 10:45 at night. We stayed up and watched all the way to the end credit scene, and Ellie was jazzed. Wow. But this is why she is my daughter. She listened to the CD 3 or 4 times like I did, or the album 3 or 4 times like I did, and sang along with every single song in the theater.
Nice.
She is the human jukebox junior.
She's the human iPod.
There you go.
She needs to be a little bit more
a little bit more Gen A or
recent than a jukebox.
No, she's Gen Z. She's Gen Z.
Okay.
So she's Gen Z.
Got it.
Is there something more Gen Z than an iPod?
So she's a human music streaming service subscription.
Yeah, there you go. Human Spotify.
There you go.
All right, so phenomenal brother all the way from House of Mouse, St. Cloud, middle of the wing of the United States.
Again, that's 2 weeks in a row. You got to stop that. Yeah, that's me. And I have to tell you guys something. I alluded to this in the live video we just did on Facebook, but Dave and I are now YouTube famous.
Apparently.
Believe it or not. So Dave did extensive videoing, much to the chagrin of his wife, which we'll get into later, but extensive videoing of his Disney cruise and Very Merry Christmas Party and several of the things NBA experience that he did in the Orlando area and on the cruise ship. And we were filming the outro for that together because we were both at Disney Springs with our families in front of the big Christmas tree there in Town Center. And we wrapped that and took a step towards our families, and this little boy walks up to Dave and goes, "Oh my gosh, are you that guy from that YouTube channel? I know you from YouTube." And it makes me so hard. It is so funny. It made me laugh so hard on the inside. Dave looks at the kid and goes, "Oh, really?" And the kid's like, yeah, you're that guy from YouTube. You're the guy who does all the videos on that channel. And Dave looks at him and goes, No.
No, not yet. We hope to get there. We hope to get there. Now we do have a slow editor.
Oh my god! If you think you could speed it up,
Hey, if I can learn, I need to be. I need to reteach myself. Now, if I can
then by all means, use the 3 hours of footage.
$300. Well, is it 3 hours of footage?
DaVinci Resolve is free.
Yes, but I learned Final Cut Pro in college.
I taught myself everything for DaVinci Pro. It's not impossible. You could too.
That's
just
very
saying.
true.
But anyway, the fact
I'm not
that
an IT guy.
it doesn't. What does IT have to do with cutting and splicing video clips together?
What's IT got to do? You got to do with it.
Oh, that's twice. All right, ding.
No,
There's
first,
two.
The first one wasn't really a song. It was just me.
The first one was you literally belting out Into the Unknown from Frozen 2.
It's me just doing
The cease and
intro.
desist letter is being typed up as we speak.
No, it's not.
No, that's right. Because no, that's not us, kid.
No, that's not us, kid.
You don't know me
never
from
know
YouTube.
shit.
Come on. I appreciated the humility in that. That was.
I mean, I
hilarious.
was trying to be humble. Now he might have seen us in the
Dave.
WW couple thing.
No way. There's no way that kid watched the dining review of Cowfish.
I don't
didn't
know.
happen.
He might.
It didn't happen, dude.
He might.
It didn't happen. What are you looking up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Oh wow!
Just keep
this
talking.
is exciting. So, the whole first half of the show is your cruise trip. So, what am I supposed to talk about?
Yes, but okay.
Shall I prompt you with questions? So, how did you enjoy the cruise, Dave?
shall.
How
Why
long of an
not?
itinerary were you on? Which of the Disney ships that have been built so far are you on?
Well, we were on the Disney Dream. Yeah,
Yes.
we did a 3-day, or it was a 4-night, no, 3-night, 3-day,
Yep.
3-night, 4-day cruise. Which really it's not. It's
If
3
you
days.
count hustling you off through breakfast as a day.
Oh, and by the way, as welcoming as Disney is, and they are, this is the hands down the best cruise I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I've done Carnival, I've done Norwegian, I've done Royal Caribbean, and I've now done Disney. It goes Disney, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, and then well below all that is Carnival. But as nice as Disney is, we're having as you coined it, the saddest breakfast known to man. And about 7:30, they ding on the intercom system and says, if you are done dining with your breakfast, we would now ask that you get off the ship. I have never heard someone so kindly say,
Well,
"Get
I'm sure
the-
they said something
get to
along
stepping."
like disembark.
No, well, something like that.
They didn't
but-
say get off the ship. Please disembark at this deck in this place. I'm sure it was worded much nicer than that.
Yeah, but I've never heard anyone say "get to stepping" in such a nice way.
It's Maritime World, man. They got a schedule to keep. Because
And
you're there at 7:30 and the first guest board in 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, which I have.
After that for lunch.
It blows my mind how they get the ship and the rooms and everything
Yep.
turned over that quick.
Yep. Well, the beauty of it is they get all your stuff off the ship first. Then all they got to
Right.
do is get you off. And while you're at breakfast, they're already starting on the rooms and turning those
Well,
and all of that.
we
It's
did-
a very well-oiled machine.
We brought our own, like we did our own bags. I don't trust. Well, I trust, but I don't believe in making someone else carry my bags when I'm a capable adult that can carry my bags down full.
So what do you mean you did your own bags? You didn't leave them out?
Like I brought my own bags off the ship.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because we had to meet our limo at 9:00, and I didn't know how long. it would take to-
at 9:00.
Hey, they heard.
You didn't
the
know it
golden
was
voice
going to
of
be.
the
You
South.
didn't know it was going to be a limo. Come on, come on.
They
YouTube
heard
famous.
the golden voice of the South was coming off the ship, and they had to bring a limo to get the golden voice.
And you got in the car, and the guy was like, "Oh my gosh, aren't you that guy from YouTube?"
no, he said, "Aren't you that guy from the podcast?"
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, aren't you the bourbon drinking guy from the podcast? No, that's Will and Grease.
There you go. So yeah, your favorite, your best. What were your favorite things about it?
So, I'm not a beach person by any means. I'm a go and do type person. But there is so much to go and do on this ship.
Yep.
I mean, from the Skyline Lounge, which you're sitting there talking to people, and the lounge, like 1 second you're looking at Sydney, the next second you're looking at Beijing.
Yeah, that's my
The next
favorite.
second you're looking at the skyline of Orlando. I mean, it's really cool. They've got that. They've got the sports pub, which if you listen to the live the live feed, you'll hear my rant on the sports pub. We might do that again. In fact, let's go ahead and do that again.
We'll do a shorter version of it. If they want to hear the whole thing, then go look at the video.
Yeah, okay.
Because we got to drive listens over there, too.
Well, so there's something I left off there. So Saturday morning, I get, Bippity Boppity Boutique for Amanda and Ellie. I say, hey, I'm going to go to the sports bar and watch the Bama game because they've got ESPN on the ship and it's ESPN.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's go do this. I get there and they're showing cricket. And then they show when Bama's supposed to kick off soccer, which we all know my disdain for soccer.
Mm-hmm. You've made that quite clear.
Yes. And something that should have tipped me off to begin with when we started all this was at noon in the sports pub was Disney Villains trivia.
They have to do something. I mean, come on. You only have so much space on the ship.
It's a sports bar on Saturday.
Okay.
With a bunch of Americans on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we want to do in the sports bar on Saturday in the fall?
What games were at noon that were of interest this week?
Ohio State, Penn State.
Oh, that's right. There was that.
Right, and it wasn't on.
Yeah, when I went, it was the year of... I think it was the Make Their A Quit year when Saban had that speech. Was that the year we intercepted...
2008?
Was that the year we intercepted the pass in the end zone in overtime?
Yes, Rashad Johnson.
Yeah. I got on the ship and went down expecting the game to be on. And they said, oh my gosh, we have to select in advance which things... Because this was also 11 years ago, right? But they said we have to select in advance. If we had known, we could have opted in for that one and we could have had it, but we didn't know. Yeah.
If you had known...
Well, dude, they require satellite. I mean, it's not like they're connected to the cable that they just run out from the terminal. It's
so they're saying they were cruising
their programming.
Were they cruising into the unknown?
No, they said they wish they would have known, and then they could have made it happen. That's what they said.
You're not a voice.
Oh my gosh.
You're just a ringing in my ears, and if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear.
You like that song way too much.
I love this soundtrack. Love it. Anyway, so other favorite things to do on the show.
It's no Hamilton, but it'll do.
But it does have a Hamilton tie.
Oh, Jonathan
George.
Groff, yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. King George is Christoph.
King George ripping off on Chicago, sure.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in the Walt Disney Theater was awesome.
Yeah.
I will admit, I bawled like a baby during Believe.
Did you?
The show. Well, okay, so backstory.
So which shows did you see? Let's go through that real quick.
I saw Believe, Beauty and the Beast, and the Golden Mickeys.
Okay, got it.
And the Golden Mickeys were okay. The
Golden Mickeys were all right.
All right.
As they say in the show.
It wasn't this amazing show that I've...
Well, it's one of the original ones. I mean, it's...
Right, it is.
It's a sentimental favorite.
It's good for what it is.
Yeah.
It's dated, though. I mean, Bob Iger comes on the screen, and it's 10, 15-year-old older than he is, or younger than he is now, Bob Iger. So, I mean, they need to update some videos.
Okay.
And then we saw Beauty and the Beast, which I've seen the Broadway Beauty and the Beast before, and it was an abbreviated version of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to leave that show because I have bourbon tasting. I mean, would you expect anything less from me?
Absolutely not.
Okay, just making sure. And then the last night was Believe, which I had another whiskey tasting to go to at that night at 9:30, which the show started at 8:30. I canceled it because I actually was talking to somebody who said that is a tearjerker for a dad.
Yep.
So I said, okay, I've got to go see this.
Is that the one with the little girl and Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust and all of that? What's the... I can't remember.
The one, yeah.
She's in her bedroom.
No. She's not in her bedroom. Her dad's a botanist, and he believes in science, and magic isn't real.
Okay.
The genie comes and basically sends him on this journey to show him that magic truly is real.
Cool, okay.
It was all hokey pokey and hocus pocus, whatever, to me, until it was a scene where all the princesses were dancing and Cinderella shows up with Charming and all that stuff. And then it's his daughter grown up and dancing with a guy. And he looks at the fairy godmother says, well, what happened? You know, who is this guy? She says, well, time has passed, and you've lost all this time, and all this stuff, and he goes and dances with her, and he starts singing "Baby Mine" from Dumbo.
Oh, dude, don't! Oh, come on.
So that was backstory on me when I was having a bad day at school. My mom used to sing "Baby Mine" to me. When Ellie was crying all the time and everything, I started singing "Baby Mine" to her. And so it was this passing of through the generations of a song.
Yeah,
and also, I still have, but I have it on my iPod now, but the Best of Country Sing Best of Disney album. And you probably have it too.
That one is who is that one?
Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
Singing "Baby Mine." And my mom has always loved Alison Krauss, and of course she loves that song.
Yeah.
So every time she hears it, she bawls her eyes out.
Yeah.
Now every time I hear it in a situation like that, I bawl my eyes out. Amanda just looks over at me when the song starts and says, "Here we go."
Yeah.
I mean, I made no excuses. I cried.
Yeah.
Like a baby.
That's what it's there for, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. So needless to say, I didn't go to my whiskey bourbon tasting that night.
Well, cool.
Oh,
so the shows were good.
Shows were great. Walt Disney Theater was amazing. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less. Amazing pictures all throughout. I'll say this. I'm a huge fan of the parks. I still say parks to me are better than cruise. Just because, I mean, parks are where it's at for me. So there's something to be said for Cruise Line. Because Belle was just sitting there waiting to go back to take a break. I mean, she's been standing up all day, meeting all these young princesses and
she wants to go spend time in her castle or whatever.
She wants to go spend time with her castle
with Lumiere.
Prince Adam.
Yeah.
Not
Masters
name,
of the
right?
Not Masters of the Universe Prince Adam.
No,
Beauty and the Beast Prince Adam. Yeah.
Which
because when Belle cruises, Prince Adam goes with him.
Technically, Disney's never come out and said his name is truly Prince Adam. I think that's just in a legend. But anyway, the Beast when he's not the Beast.
There you go.
But she was going back to go backstage and go to her cabin where Prince Adam was waiting, and Ellie was just walking around, and we saw her, and she took time to give Ellie a hug and take another picture because she took a picture with Ellie earlier in the day, and it was just really cool. I mean. And Stitch was walking around. We were standing in line for Mickey, and Stitch, the character of Stitch was amazing because where all the other characters stood there for a meet and greet, Stitch did what Stitch does, and he kind of like hangs out in the corner, and then he'd move around to another place, and it was really cool.
Did you do the farewell in the atrium where they announce all the characters and all that kind of stuff?
It was too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, that we did that one time, and Stitch came up to the grand staircase. It was on the Wonder. It was one of the shorter itineraries back when the Wonder was what sailed out of PC for that one. And and Stitch came to the grand staircase and actually slid down the entire staircase on his belly during that part. So it's very much more Stitch-ish on a cruise ship. And I really think that's the thing for me that I think gives Cruise Line a slight edge over theme parks. And I've said this from the time when I was, I did a few work cruises back when I was in IE, and me and Blair went on, I think 4 before we had kids, and we've only been on one since. But I've always given Cruise Line the edge because they have the opportunity to do those spontaneous things. Like nothing, very little, I should say, in a theme park environment, and it's got nothing to do with Disney. It's everybody, Universal and everybody else. There's not a lot that's spontaneous, or that can be dragged out longer than it should be, kind of thing. Because you're in a very different environment where you have to make your way through, and you have those magical moments. And there's no doubt that it exists in either environment. But I think the Cruise Line has a little bit more of an opportunity to make it feel more exclusive, like it's only you and just for you. Whereas in a theme park, it's a little bit harder to get that, but I think they do a good job of it. But I'd give Cruise Line the edge just because of that.
And Cruise Line, Disney does a great job of in the park making you feel like you are truly their guest. cruise line, any cruise you go on, you're going to have the same wait staff. They're going to learn your whatever. Disney does an amazing job of that, though. Our wait staff was impeccable. I mean, they found out the first dinner that Ellie loved ranch with everything, and always had one of those big ramekins of ranch ready for Ellie, even before we sat down.
That's awesome.
I like cherry Coke with real grenadine. They always had a cherry Coke with grenadine with like 12 cherries waiting for me before I sat down.
Yeah.
So it was...
Yeah.
They really do
you
make you feel like you're home.
If you go back and you're ever on a cruise with that same wait staff again, there is a very strong possibility they will remember you too. They may not remember the details, but they'll remember you. And it's an innate thing in that kind of cruise industry that they hire people that have those kind of skills. It's really cool.
It is really cool. And I have to brag on Eric Turbo and his kids for a second. We traveled, I mean, with listener Eric Terry and his family. His wife's name is Amanda too. So when we were talking to Amanda, we had to say my Amanda or your Amanda. But so Eric's daughter Nora and Ellie, from the moment they set eyes on each other, acted like they were best friends. It was hilarious. I looked at Eric and said, "Now do you understand unrelated at birth?" He said, "Yep. I get it."
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. Now Nora, she's a firecracker though, man. She is. If you think Ellie or Emma have sass, just wait till you ever meet Nora. She talks with her hands all the time.
Oh, does she really?
And does this and flips her hair. And
Wow.
I looked at Eric one night and said, "Dude, you are in trouble."
Yeah.
He said, "I know.
Yeah, man. That's funny.
So I we had some Disney magic on the Dream. I will say this: you want to talk about tips and tricks for cruises?
Yeah.
I recommend, and you won't like hearing this, Adam. I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
but I recommend as a father of young kids, don't go for the expensive verandas, portholes. Do the deluxe inside stateroom. The magical porthole was one of the coolest things my daughter found on this trip.
Yeah.
I mean, she sat there and watched our port. So for people that don't know, on Disney cruises, if you do the interior deluxe stateroom, they have what's called a magical porthole. There's a camera on the very front of the ship that feeds to all these portholes, magical portholes, and you see what's basically on the outside of the ship. Now at night, they do a feed of what an ocean would look like if it was backlit with a magical starlights or something like that.
Yeah.
But every 30 to 45 seconds, just on a loop, different Disney characters would pop up on the portal. I mean, Ellie would sit there for 30 minutes and say, "Hey, look! Oh, look! The starfish from Nemo is there.
Yeah.
Oh, look! There's Tinkerbell. Oh, look! There's a cat. Cheshire cat. She's never seen it." But it's that's
its
one
own
of the
form
cool
of
things.
entertainment.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, and
So
that's the good thing is, I agree, especially with a veranda.
Yeah.
To me, cruising with kids, a veranda is just a source of stress.
Yes.
I mean,
Eric said the same
oh
thing.
my gosh, I can't imagine. We've never cruised anything but a veranda, but I mean, if you've got one of the navigators verandas, I think they call them, which is towards the back of the ship where the wall is.
Right.
You've got just a round hole. It's actually really cool what they do with it. There's a nice table in there and a padded bench and stuff, and it's actually one of the verandas I like the most. I can see it being a little bit less stressful, but man, I don't know that I could cruise with kids in a veranda.
Well, I'll tell you what I really want is I really want to do the Walt Disney suite.
I've been in that, man. It's impressive.
Have you really?
It is super.
You have
impressive.
your own. You have
Oh
your
my!
own
You have your own
whirlpool.
everything.
Yeah, it's basically you have your own.
You have
ship.
everything except your own bridge and your own
Right,
captain.
exactly. I mean, you basically do. Hey, I rented the Walt Disney suite. Please let me in.
Yeah, right.
Captain Andy was cool, and then he came up and talked after the Believe show.
Yeah,
He's Scottish.
he's Scottish. I
He's
love it.
Scottish.
Who was your cruise
started-
director?
It was Stephen.
Okay.
But I always laughed because he's from England.
Mm-hmm.
And when he talked about going to the Walt Disney Theater, I looked at the man and said, "We went to the theater."
Yes. Yeah, let us traverse to the theater.
The theater. So yeah, I do recommend going on a Disney cruise, and I think going on a Disney cruise with kids is, if they're potty trained, if they're old enough to go to the Oceaneers Club,
and if they'll actually go.
Oh my gosh, Ellie spent 45 minutes in the. Dude, we sat down. We sent her to the Oceaneers Club. She begged and begged and begged to go to craft time in the Oceaneers Club. So I said, go, have fun. We went and sat down in the Buena Vista Theater to watch Maleficent 2. I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I've been wanting to see this movie. 10 minutes into the movie, please come pick Ellie Adams up from the Oceaneers Club. I said, Ellie, what you wanted to play? She said, I just missed you. What do you say to that?
Get back in there. We paid. Get back in there. I'm
buddy.
kidding.
So
I would go to the Oceaneers Club to pick her up just to use the automatic hand washers.
Oh, those, but you can't go in there. You can only do that
I know.
the first
But
day.
those are awesome.
Those are awesome.
I wish I could just. I wish there was one of those like everywhere.
Why is there not?
I don't know.
Every time you go into any of the restaurants, they give you like a little wet wipe.
Mm-hmm, they do.
I mean, come on, let me have the little Oceaneer Hand Club.
Yeah.
For 12 seconds and you're clean. You're good.
I love it.
I will say this: the Buena Vista Theater is awesome.
Yeah.
I had read everywhere you get free popcorn, free drinks, and all that. They now charge you for the popcorn.
Yeah, I don't.
And charge you for the cans of Coke.
Yeah.
Come on, Disney popcorn is cheap.
You go up to the level where they have the Coke dispensers. Fill it up. Bring it in.
Could have done that.
You could have done that.
I could have.
Go get some chicken fingers and some fries.
That's not a bad idea. Bring it into the Buena Vista Theater.
See.
The theater.
So
part of
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No. I was going to transition.
I was just going to ask you, what was your final waffle count? I don't think we ever gave everybody the final waffle count.
As a group,
Mickey waffle
7
count.
of us, only 20.
So you were at Disney World for a day and a night, on a cruise ship for 3 nights and 4 days, and then Monday you were also on Disney property for a period of time. For a period of time.
We didn't do breakfast there.
Yeah, but
You
3 per person. 3 per person. That sounded like who for a second?
There's so many songs.
Tim Tracker.
And what's on the
Am I on mute, or are you just going to keep singing? Are you just keep it going? Okay. I thought I was on mute for a second. So out of 20 Mickey waffles for 7, that's an average of 3 per person.
I only had one.
How disappointing.
Rainbow.
You only had... Wait. I feel like that scene in Willy Wonka, where it's like, I only opened 2. You only had 1?
I only had 1.
1.
Yeah. 1. And it was at Chef Mickey's. I had caramel and... What did I put on it?
Oh my gosh, man.
Maybe just caramel.
You're killing me, Smalls. You gotta at least put butter on it, dude. You have a waffle without butter?
It's already butter. It's like butter to the core.
To the core.
Come on.
Butter to the core. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. So, did you order the best dessert on a Disney cruise ship? Talk about tips and tricks. The best dessert on a Disney cruise ship is...
Oh, the frozen, or the Mickey bar with sprinkles?
Thank you. Or whatever you want on it.
We did that. Yeah,
okay,
we did
good.
that once.
That's that. Just knowing that you're sitting there with a $5 bill for free.
Oh, I know. We did that once.
Okay, good. As long as you did it, you have to do it at least once.
I didn't. I did it for the girls.
Yes,
I know
of course.
that. I ordered a round for the table.
One round of free ice cream bars. They're on me.
I told Vlad. Our waiter's name was Vladimir. I looked at him. I said, "Can I call you Vladdy?" He just laughed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because he's paid to laugh.
I know, right? He probably like, you stupid American.
Yankee dog.
Yeah. As long as you don't call me Ivar. But I looked up and said, just put it on my tab. He just laughed.
Put it on my tab. I love it.
So I would have done that for my dessert, but I'll tell you, dude, every night I had, let's see, the first night I had, no, this is the second night. The first night I had a tiramisu, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. The second night I had a cookies and cream cheesecake. Yeah. And the third night, I said I was going to skip dessert because I wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
But I ended up not because they had pecan pie, which is, they called it pecan tart. And it was cold, but you start eating it and you don't care that it's cold.
Of course.
It's that good.
Good, man.
So, Amanda had creme brulee like every night because that's her favorite.
You guys didn't one of everything one night?
No.
No.
Eric did that pretty much.
Did he?
I did do... Eric and I both had 2 entrees pretty much every night.
Yeah, that's the beauty of a cruise.
Yeah.
If you're torn between 2 things, you don't have to pick.
They did have... So, most nights I got a steak and the ahi tuna. The one night I had prime rib and a ahi tuna steak, which the steak was probably 10 seconds on one side to sear.
Oh, yeah, man.
10 seconds on the other side to sear, and you cut through it, it was just raw.
Did it have sesame seeds with it?
No.
Did it have any kind of like Asian, like soy sauce or wasabi or anything?
So, one night was ahi tuna and wasabi and soy sauce.
Oh yeah,
as an appetizer.
Oh mama,
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm
so
telling you,
good. But the problem was, it was too much soy sauce and wasabi, and what was the other one? The green stuff you make from avocados, guacamole. It was tuna, guacamole with some wasabi, and soy sauce.
Okay. Wait, what kind of sauce?
Much? Soy sauce.
Soy?
Soy. Right,
Soy?
soybeans.
Soy, not soy.
Soy.
That's funny. All right. Anyway, continue with your story. You added an extra letter there.
It was too much soy sauce, soy guacamole. I needed more tuna.
A little more tuna, a little less soy.
Little miss soy sauce.
Okay.
Soy sauce.
Awesome. Well, cool, man.
So, yeah, great time on the cruise. Now, we got to talk about Mickey's Not So Scary, or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas.
Go for it.
It was great. I will say the Halloween party is better.
Yep.
There were too many people at Very Merry Christmas party this year.
Okay.
We went to Magic Kingdom earlier that day, and it was, walk-ons for basically most of the rides.
Yeah.
And then we get to Very Merry, and it was a 40-minute wait to get on the Tomorrowland Speedway.
Wow, the Speedway.
Yeah, well, Speedway, they did a Christmas overlay, or still have a Christmas overlay.
Oh, see, that's why.
Yeah, that's why, but just... I'm not a big fan of this. I can't fit in the cars. We still did the teacups, as you saw in the live video, which, if you want to, go in there and watch it. The one thing I want to brag on Disney about is we had a huge thing at Disney Magic happen. And I told you about this on Thursday. So we get Ellie's first ride of Space Mountain. I was terrified because Ellie doesn't like heights, or Ellie doesn't like dark. So Space Mountain, dark, but she loves roller coasters. So I was like, all right, let's try it. Make a fast pass. By the time we get through the line, ready to get on, it's already a 45-minute wait, and I'm thinking, oh crap, I kind of want to ride this again. We'll see what happens. We get on there, and as we're going up the line, and it's loud in there, and you never know what's going to happen. You can't really hear anything. Ellie's holding her ears already, and she's not really... I can't tell her emotions because I'm behind her. But we get off and get through and get off the cart, which it looks like the Matterhorn cart behind me.
Oh, nice.
I know, right? She starts jumping up and down, saying, Daddy, I love it, I love it, I love it. Can we ride it again? I said, honey, it's a 45-minute wait. Mommy's waiting on us. I don't know what we can do. A cast member pulls me over and says, hey, do you want to let her ride it again? I said, yeah, I do, but there's a long line. She said, don't worry about it. And radios ahead and says, go walk up the exit. And has us walk right on to do it for a second time. Nowhere else would you get that kind of care.
That's right.
At any other theme park. And people ask why I go back to Disney so much. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. That's make my daughter... Well, I'm
saying that's why.
I want to come down and see my best friend.
Oh, shucks.
But they make my daughter feel like she is the main focus of the day. And I don't care how much money I have to spend. Well, I do. But any place that will make my daughter feel like the main attraction, I'm
That's the
totally
whole point.
on board with.
That's the whole point, man. That's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Awesome.
So yeah, what else happened this week, Adam?
Are you leading me into something?
I'm leading you into something.
Are you leading me
something
into
I watched twice on a
Are you
cruise
leading me
ship.
into Frozen 2?
I'm leading you into the unknown.
Dadgummit, that's where I was going. You stole my line.
I'm sorry. You have to, come on, man. You gotta wake up.
Gosh, man, we've
really
been doing
early
this.
in the day.
We've been doing this longer than that. We should know. Anyway, yeah, Frozen 2.
know
We went
what?
to see it. We should know when. You should know when I'm leading with something like that. And don't say into the unknown again. That's not dead air. I'm just waiting for him to do it. I know he's got it in there.
No.
He's about to. As soon as I start getting into this, he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it.
No, I won't.
I know you're going to do it.
No.
Anyway, so we watched Frozen 2 on
This will all make
Sunday?
sense when
Sunday.
I am older.
See, there you go. I knew it was coming. So we watched it on Sunday. You guys watched it twice on the ship.
I watched it on Friday and I watched it on Sunday.
Yep. So what are your thoughts?
I like it better than the first one. It was geared more towards adults. You and I called part of the ending.
Yeah.
I will say I got chastised by a friend of mine and a friend of Facebook friend of yours for listening to a musical before I saw it.
Yeah.
Because basically I figured it out before. Because the music leads you in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, spoiler heavy if you have not watched
yes.
Frozen yet.
Here, I'm gonna insert 3 seconds of some kind of generic music here for you to turn this off if you'd like to before we dive into any spoilers. And we're back. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay. So you and I listening to Anna's soliloquy, using a Broadway term,
Soliloquy.
of the next right thing. The lyrics lead you to believe that somebody dies. And let me just read you some of the lyrics. This is verse 2. I followed you around, I always have. But you've gone to a place I cannot find. This grief has a gravity, it pulls me down. But a tiny voice whispers in my mind, you are lost. Hope is gone. But you must go on and do the next right thing.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Can there be a day beyond this night? I don't know anymore what is true. I can't find my direction. I'm all alone. The only star that guided me was you. How to rise from this floor when it's not you I'm rising for. Just do the next right thing. Take a step, then step again. It's all that I can do. The next right thing.
Yeah.
So, reading those lyrics, Amanda, Adam, and I all thought Elsa died. But then we got to thinking, what Disney princess, walk-around character, Disney princess, Elsa's not a princess, we know, she's a queen, so technically she'll never be a Disney princess, but what character at Disney World, Disneyland, has ever died on screen?
Well, it's a little bit of the argument you make around my Return of Skywalker theory. Because they won't let Rey walk around if she ends up being evil. Why would they do that to a character that's a face character in the park? The same idea. Yeah. I have to say, so this is the big spoiler, right? Yes, we all said she did. And in a way she did.
And she does.
And then she comes back. Well, yeah, technically, yes, she does. And then she comes back. It was exactly the same way, though, that Anna died in the first one. And she was brought back, too. So I'm like, really?
Well,
Get down there. I was expecting like that I was expecting more a little about if you listen to the song that they sing about the river, which ends up being a glacier because the glacier is a river of ice. That if you dive down too deep and you listen to too many of the secrets,
you will drown.
I was thinking something along the lines of that she was going to start believing that the king was right, almost like a turn to the dark side. Like she would have been almost like, oh my gosh, I see why they did this. these people are evil and they were going to have to rescue her from wanting to use her powers for bad. I was expecting something like that. I wasn't expecting ice slowly creeping up her body and then ending at the tips of her fingers, just like it did with Anna.
Yeah, but she did shoot off this last message.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Pew, pew.
I did say, how did it find Anna?
Because water
Anna
has memory.
But no, Anna was in a cave.
Water also has GPS.
Far away from Antahala.
Water has GPS. I don't know. I expected her to come out of the cave, almost like Luke in Empire Strikes Back, right? Come out of the cave, knowing that darkness is there. Am I going to decide to follow it? And there has to be this realization that all of these powers exist for a reason and you can't use them for bad. I was expecting something like that. So I was a little bit disappointed. I still say Frozen was better. Because no one knew what to expect from Frozen. It was totally out of left field. I don't even know that we had the soundtrack before Frozen dropped.
We did.
Did we have it?
Did.
Well, I don't. I didn't listen to it. You probably did, but
no, I didn't.
No one really knew what to expect out of it, and it was so out of left field and so new. And I think Disney Animation needed Frozen really bad because Pixar, even though they're parts of the same family, Pixar was that rich uncle. That everybody looks at Christmas like, hey, look at the rich uncle. The rich uncle's here. Yay! He's going to shower us with gifts. And everybody loves Pixar. And then Disney Animation comes in and it's like, oh, here comes Disney Animation. Yeah, they've got some okay things, And I think they needed that. And I think it gave them exactly that confidence that they needed. I think I left Frozen 2 satisfied. Very satisfied. Probably 8 or 9 out of 10 satisfied. But they had to meet that expectation or else it's just like with Star Wars now, right? If you don't meet every one of someone's expectations, Last Jedi, they're going to absolutely just downgrade it to the depths, right? And I think Frozen 2 hit it out of the park. But it was expected that it was going to because the franchise was there. I liked Frozen better because it was I left blown away at what they were able to pull off with Frozen. I left satisfied that they were able to continue it with Frozen 2, and that feeling's a little bit different. So, that's my point.
I left blown away with Frozen 2, just because of the music they were able to pull off. Now, Amanda was not, and I'll tell you why. I mean, we've talked about this before on the show. Amanda is a non-Broadway loving type person.
Yeah.
What she means by that is she doesn't, and this is a direct quote, she uses this example. She doesn't want to hear, I'm going to the bathroom to go take a dump because that makes me feel better. She doesn't
like exposition about bodily functions.
She doesn't
I don't understand that example at all. Please.
She doesn't want you to sing about what you're doing.
Okay.
Frozen.
She doesn't like the opera, in other words.
Right. Well, she doesn't like Phantom. She doesn't like Les Mis.
Yeah.
She doesn't like all that stuff. She likes a story that's told, and then the songs are helping the story.
Got it.
Frozen 2 was made as a musical. I mean, that You Are Lost, the Do the Next Right Thing song is a musical number.
So you feel like they almost had the idea of the story, but they wrote the songs and then made the dialogue fit around it. And the story arc fit around kind of what they wanted the musical theme to be. Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
They use the songs to further the story. They do that a little bit with Frozen, but not... I mean, the songs in Frozen are just kind of fun, cutesy, whatever.
Yeah.
I think the songs in Frozen 2 were made knowing that they will turn this into a musical down the road.
Yeah.
Just hands down. I mean, it's Do the Next Right Thing is a musical. Kristoff's song.
Well, that's what we said when we first heard it. We laughed at it, right? And when we first heard it over here too, our family, we kind of laughed and listen to that. It's kind of silly, but when you watch it on screen, it did feel, seeing it acted out, very Broadway, the way they presented it, and it was almost like that kind of I don't know what the word I want to use, but it's kind of like when they depart from the norm, like Hamilton hits you with all of this rap and this R&B sound, and then the King steps out and does something like the Beatles or 50s kind of sound.
Be back.
I mean, with the harpsichord and all of that. That was the same kind of thing. It's all of this kind of driving, serious, and Olaf's had his funny moment, and that kind of fits. But then here comes 80s rock, love anthem out of nowhere. Awesome. I mean, Peter Cicada, Karate Kid type stuff, just out of nowhere. Peter Cetera. Peter Cetera. There's John Cicada. Sorry, I got my John and my Peter mixed up. But then you come out of nowhere with this Chicago 80s rock love anthem, and it just was so different.
Did it not just felt a little bit like Karate Kid to you?
Oh, it did. I mean, we did it where after we talked about it, I think after last week's show, we were looking up songs, and Glory of Love, and a couple of other ones, You're the Inspiration, and a couple of songs like that. You can kind of mesh all of those together and get the sound. But yeah.
It was great. And so what I liked about it too is Frozen. The Frozen soundtrack originally was written before Indina and Kristen Bell joined in.
Yeah.
And by the way, I never knew Kristen Bell had pipes.
Yeah.
But if you listen to Do the Next Right Thing, she's I was going to say just as good. She's not as good as Indina.
It's different. It's different.
She's there. She's great. She's got pipes.
Yeah.
But Frozen 2 soundtrack was written for Indina Menzel and Kristen Bell.
It played to their strengths.
It did. I mean, Into the Unknown is purely Indina Menzel. If you listen to her real CDs, her non-solo CDs.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right. She's easy listening. She's basically the female version of Michael Bublé. And it's written for Indina Menzel.
Well, it's funny because most of Into the Unknown is the last note of Let It Go. Or what was the song? Yeah.
Let It Go.
Let It Go builds up to that really high note at the end. Most of Into the Unknown is basically like, let's make her hit that note 1,000 times just to prove that wasn't a fluke. Right. So it's kind of written in that key where they modulate it up and throw it up in that range and say, go get it. And she does.
Right.
She did a really good job with it.
So the one thing I don't understand about Frozen 2, and let's once again, spoilers, if you haven't watched it, listen to the first part of the show, fast forward through this. Did the dad not know that his wife was Nathaldra?
No, she did, because there was that one part, I don't remember.
He never tells her. She never tells her.
Well, there was one of the, I can't remember if it was a water.
Well, listen to me.
No, you got to let me finish. I'm trying to explain it to you. You're over here having questions, and I'm going to give you the answer.
When he told the story to his daughters, he said, I never know who saved me. I don't know who saved me.
I don't think that he knew who saved him, no. But somehow he knew. I think there was one of the water memories where she walked up to him. No, it was it on the ship? No. It was one of the water memories where she says to him, I have to tell you something about my people or my past or something like that. So he knew at some point. Now, why he didn't relate that about who saved him, I don't know. Maybe that was after they told the story. I don't know. But she does say that to him. At some point, it seemed like he knew. But I agree with you, though, that did he not know then and all of that. But
right. I mean, how did he not know is the question.
I thought, one of the things I thought that happened when they got to the, what were the people called? Nathaldra. When they first revealed them and there were all of these reindeer and things like that, I thought the story arc was going to be that Kristoff was one of them. And now you've got this tension kind of thing. But
well, when she starts singing this, she said, Antahala is a Nathaldra song. I was like, wait, how does she know this?
Yeah.
So,
because she's one of them.
She's one of them. One of us. One of them. And then the whole, I don't know, the scarf, the Elsa's the missing fifth element. That was weird.
Weird?
Elsa's an element? Come on.
Well, she has the power of the element.
And you're going to tell me that fire is just a little rat-looking creature?
So fire was the lizard. Wind was Gale.
Right.
Earth was the earth giants.
Water was the horse.
Water was the horse, and Elsa was the fifth. Why is that weird? That there's not a person? Are you saying that there should be a person that wields all of them?
Right.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of weird. Because you would think that maybe if all of those are not human, she's the only one that is human, and yeah.
Right, exactly. So,
but, I mean, again, this is like mythical stuff, so I mean... Weird is relative. I did like the Hans Christian Andersen shout out. Did you catch that?
No, what was it?
I think it's one of the Water Memories when their mom is hanging upside down in the tree and the dad's reading the book, and she goes, "What are you reading?" And he's like, "Oh, this great new Dutch author I discovered."
Oh, I did. Yeah.
It was a reference to Hans Christian Andersen.
That's cool.
Which I thought was pretty neat.
Did you catch the Baymax reference?
I did catch the Baymax reference, and I was the only one. I couldn't believe it. I think it looked like Dumbo.
Yeah, it was Dumbo and Baymax.
And I was like, are they starting to do with Pixar? Can we expect a Big Hero 6 sequel? And did the animation part do the stuff for Dumbo? And maybe it's the one before and the one after? Like a Pixar kind of thing, I don't know. But yeah, maybe. I did see Baymax. I was tripping out over that. So
yeah, I wanted to make sure because I watched it the first time late at night at the Walt Disney Theater, and then we watched it again on Sunday with everybody. And I was like, okay, this has to happen. This is Baymax. It's not an accident. Yeah. And then so Ellie's sitting there next to Nora. She's like, Nora, why? She's like, Ellie, shut up! Don't be that person.
Yeah, right.
Ellie was trying to give the show away to everybody.
Oh my gosh!
But I do think that I like it more than Frozen 1, just because it's made more towards adults. I think.
Yeah,
it's more adult themed. Olaf he had some comedy moments.
Oh my gosh, that was the funniest thing when he's recapping the story for everybody.
I want to talk about that.
Dead.
Well, so okay, you laugh at that.
I did laugh at that.
But let's talk about this for a second. This is where you and I are going to differ. Let's actually get deep here. What if a kid and an orphan? What if an orphanage takes their you're laughing at them, but
I want to see where you're going with this. I'm giggling.
What if an orphanage whose parents takes kids whose parents have actually died, and one of the comedy points is, and their parents are dead. That's not exactly what you want to make a comedy point to kids.
Okay, I can, yeah. Okay. I think you're being a little old man, but I get it.
No, I mean, come on, though. I mean, that's a point to where parents... We did the same thing to Ellie. I mean, what happens if you're making a joke to this whose parents are not around or are dead? I mean, that might be something that maybe won't age well. I mean, it might be the next Peter Pan, red men make fault, Just something to think about.
So I'm thinking about it now, yeah.
That Walt Disney, while they're on the forefront of animation and park guest relations, they're not on the forefront of social, whatever you want to call it.
Disney's not on the forefront of social issues?
I mean, come on. They make fun of memory loss and Finding Nemo. They make fun of parents.
Fish are renowned for having barely a short-term memory. That's a scientific fact.
They make fun of short-term memory people. They make fun of people whose parents have died in Nemo and Frozen 2.
Fish.
They make fun of Indians in Peter Pan. They make fun 40s. Of the Asian culture in Lady and the Tramp with the Siamese cats. They, come on. They make fun of, we're going to bring up Song of the South?
In the 40s or 50s again, okay. Keep going. No, keep going. Yeah.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I surely hope that if a family of snow people take their child to see the movie, they don't stay for the singer where he's like, Olaf's dead. Because then they'll be like, my snow uncle just died too. My snow friend melted.
I have no words.
You know what, Dave? I totally hear you. You have a soft spot in your heart that somebody might be offended by that. And you know what? God bless you for it. God bless you for it. I don't share that same soft spot. But you are right. Someone somewhere might see something at some point and feel sad. Yes. I do agree.
I just think you don't want to take a parent's death and make that a funny joke. That's all I'm thinking.
Okay.
I do have to say, and we'll end with this because we've gone long. This has been a long show.
This topic is dead.
Dead. So, after Frozen 2, or after Frozen 1, there was a theory going around that Elsa's parents survived the wreckage and became Tarzan's parents. And the director all but confirmed that theory. Well, with this movie, that theory is dead.
The theory is dead. Yeah.
I think that there's some people leaving that are upset about that. And in fact, I talked to somebody on the cruise ship that was talking about that, and they said, yeah, that the theory was all but confirmed, and that should have been what we heard, but we now know that Elsa's parents truly did die on the ship, and they are not Frozen or Tarzan's parents.
Well, I mean, technically, the water horse could have come up and swept him away and taken him to a jungle island, and
but that's
all we saw. It's an assumption. All we saw was a water memory of them and a wave crashing over them. Something could have happened after that. You never know.
No, because Elsa's mom, or Elsa and Anna's mom, is in Antahala singing to Elsa. So she's
water has memory. Maybe it's the water singing.
Could be, but no.
I mean, you know why?
Why?
Because they're dead.
Fan theories.
Because they're dead.
You know how much Disney loves fan theories. You know, Rise of the Resistance.
And honestly, I guarantee you they had that conversation. They're like, maybe they survived. And then they're like, no, because if they survive, everybody like, oh, here comes Disney. Everything's always got to be happy. So then they kill them. And then like, oh, well, Disney killed them. And then they made a joke about it. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do.
Well.
But I am giving you a hard time, Dave, on purpose, because that's what we do.
I know.
I understand your point. But yeah, this does pretty much. But wasn't that a tweet? Was that just like a tweet, or was that in an interview with the Tarzan?
No, that was actually truly in an interview. I mean, that's something that's been on the internet and on the intrawebs
that would have been interesting.
For years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
would have been interesting.
Here you go. Here, let me give you a Disney trivia. What came first, Tangled or Frozen?
I want to say Tangled, but I feel like it's a trick question.
What's your answer?
Frozen.
No, it was Tangled.
Dang it! Oh,
because who shows up to Elsa's coronation?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, short-haired brunette.
Short-haired brunette.
Rapunzel.
Spoiler.
Yep. Sorry, she cuts her hair in the movie.
If you haven't seen Tangled or Frozen, come on. All right.
So here, I have one more question for you before we close it.
42.
Is there a Frozen 3? Just like we did with Toy Story, wrapped up with a nice, neat bow. Everything seems done. Do you think there will be a Frozen 3?
So, Anna and Elsa. So, Elsa did tell Olaf, no, we're done. I don't see where a storyline could go from Frozen 2.
Yeah. I think they definitely now have more characters they can bring in and do more of those shorts that they've done a lot of with Frozen.
Right.
I almost feel like that Kristoff proposing to Anna in several situations and always getting cut off was probably the idea for a short. And because that feels like something that would have been one of them, and they probably built off of that and said, hey, well, wait a minute, this could be a whole thing. Let's weave that in with this other thing. My fear with a Frozen 3 is that I don't know where you go from here without becoming like Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Because the only real you have this unknown conflict.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
Oh, you put a little bit of soul into it right there.
I did.
The offbeat a little bit. But I just don't know where you go from here in terms of like a dramatic storyline like Frozen typically has to have, like a villain, without it being someone is challenging now these 5 forces, right. And if you take one away, they all fall, and the water's now polluted. I just don't know where you go without going that way. Not that there couldn't be a good message somewhere in a story like that, but I think a lot of people would be a little bit just like turned off by it.
Yeah.
As much polarization as right now. So maybe for another time, but I did think that the whole time that, wow, this Kristoff thing was probably a short.
Yeah,
it ended up making it into the movie. But anyway, sorry, I digress.
No, so I want to digress on one other thing, and I do want to talk about one thing, and let's talk about our WW couple friends.
Okay.
Taylor and Josh, if you're not subscribed to them on YouTube, please do so.
Do it.
If you're not subscribed, or if you haven't liked their Instagram or them on Facebook, please do so. So on Thursday night, they went to Epcot and met with Anna and Elsa. They were in their Frozen 2 garb Thursday night before anybody had a chance to see the movies. Anna was wearing a crown and a ring on her left hand. Elsa was in her white dress without her fishtail braids. Disney, stop spoiling the movie.
So says the guy that loves spoilers. I get it, though. I understand.
I do.
Yeah, because the first thing, when I saw the picture, I texted you, and I was like, Queen Anna, perhaps. Because she's wearing a crown, right? And that's what ended up happening, yeah.
Right. And so here's another question. And did y'all meet... So y'all went on Saturday, right?
Sunday.
Did y'all meet Anna and Elsa?
Oh, when we went to Epcot? No. Mm-hmm. No.
Okay.
No, when we went to Epcot on Saturday, we did not, no.
Okay. So, Sunday is...
No, we went to see the movie on Sunday. We went to Epcot on Saturday.
Is Anna going to be more serious now? Because the reason we liked Anna at Epcot in their summer house, as they call it, is Anna was kind of this playful character that you meet with. Now that she's queen, is she going to be kind of this regal Queen Anna?
Still Anna, though. I don't know if you can change that. I hope not.
Yeah, but the reason we like meeting her with her was because she was fun and playful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think you can change that personality.
So, I hope
the power won't go to her head, Dave. Don't worry.
That could be Frozen 3. Elsa has to save her sister.
Hans fell in the water the last time we saw him, right? He didn't ever really go away.
Well, no, the last time we saw Hans, he had a whole bunch of poop thrown on his head.
Oh, that's true. But...
And Elsa did her little... and broke his frozen self.
Oh, that's true. Anyway, okay.
He's not dead, but...
Yeah,
anyway.
That's what I'm saying is he's not gone, so you never know. Anyway.
All right. So anyway, well, that's the show. Let's end it here. We've gone long this week. This has been a long show.
But it's been fun.
Yeah, because we're about 50 minutes in this iteration here. What?
I'm just waiting for you to go.
Anyway, all right, Adam.
Go for it.
We haven't had a call in a couple of weeks.
No, we haven't.
650 UAB show.
That's the one. 650 UAB show. Leave a message. We'll play it. We'll discuss it. If you want to talk about cruises or Frozen 2 or anything else or how you finish each other's sandwiches or anything.
Trolls.
Just don't make jokes about people's parents, man. That is forbidden on the birthlight.
It should
Anything
be.
else goes.
It should be.
650 UAB show. Where can they find us on the... What?
What did you say? Anything else goes?
Go ahead.
Because anything goes whenever things go.
See, that's the thing. When you say anything goes, I don't think that. I think like
you ain't around.
Anything goes. I think like Fred Astaire. Anything goes.
Whether I do right or wrong.
www.unrelatedabirth.com.
Bring it on.
Twitter is I was just going to go
unrelatedabirth.com. Twitter is at NotRelatedBros. I'm at DAdams419. He is at RunTide Run. We're on Instagram. Unrelatedabirth, DAdams419, RunTide Run. What have we forgotten, Adam?
I don't think we've forgotten anything.
What about the writing a comment? Did you want to?
Oh well, we said it last week. Said it on the Facebook video. If you have a few seconds, drop us a rating, drop us a comment on whatever your podcast listening source is. podcast app for Apple, Stitcher, wherever it is, whatever app you use. That's how people find us. That's how those websites know to promote us and get us in front of more people. So your attention is appreciated to doing that for a few seconds of your time. But thank you for listening, first and foremost. And after that, go give us a review.
Yeah. I mean, I Am Geek got to be one of the spotlighted shows.
And that's what we're shooting for.
On Podbean.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're working on it.
Let's be that way.
Yeah. But hey, let me tell you guys really quick, we're working on some cool stuff. Stay tuned.
Are we?
Stay tuned to our Facebook page. In the coming weeks, hopefully, there will be some pretty cool guests on. And then we might be appearing in a couple of places. And you never know. It's going to be a fun next couple of months if things work out. So stay tuned, guys. We appreciate your time and for listening.
Yeah, it would be fun. And we might try to do some live appearances. And hey, we do have some merch, and we haven't plugged this in a while. But on that unrelatedabirth.com, we do have that little shop tab.
That's right.
And if there's a couple of shirts that are cool, you can buy on there. I've got a couple of them. In fact, I'm actually going to buy my grandmother that apron for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
That Hey Meemaw, you got that turkey ready?
Yep.
Apron.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So go check that out.
Let me take 2 seconds. I want to explain something on that. So we do not. That shop tab is so seamlessly embedded into the overall web experience, thanks to our technical department, me, that we do not run that shop. When you put your credit card information or anything into there, that is not being sent to us. That is all done through Spreadshirt and all done through their system. It's just literally an embedded web page inside of our stuff. So don't think that we're trying to take your credit card information. I did have somebody ask me a question about that. So go out there, shop to your heart's content, and we'll be adding some new stuff. Hopefully, like the Christmas stuff and a few other things.
Yeah,
here soon.
Wait, somebody asked you if we were trying to keep their credit card information?
Well, somebody just asked me what the whole shop thing was. Just overall, we're rerunning the shop, and do we ship the stuff? And I was explaining how all of that works to them. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we say it every week. We do mean it. We love the fact that you take an hour or so out of your day, and we went a little long this week, and we apologize, but we had a lot to talk about. But we appreciate the fact that you sit and listen to us. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to our family. I will say this. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
And bear with me for a second as I end here and say, man, it's good to be an Alabama Crimson Tide fan and not one of them dadgum Auburn fans. Roll Tide. See y'all next week.
Roll Tide. Bye, guys.
I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like driving in my truck. He likes to drive in his truck. Auburn sucks. Auburn sucks. I like trucks. He likes trucks. I don't care for Auburn. He doesn't care for